Hello everyone and welcome to the channel Study Era. So friends, today we are going to deal with a topic, a very important topic, a base topic you can say, a political science, nature, scope and methods of political science. So let's start with. So we all know that the term political science is related with the word politics, which itself derived from a Greek word. हमने बचपन में पढ़ा था कि ये ग्रीक वर्ड से बना है पॉलिटिकल साइंस, ये जो वर्ड है पॉलिटिक्स एक वर्ड है वो ग्रीक वर्ड से आया है, दैट इज़ पॉलिस, ठीक है, जिसका मतलब होता है सिटी स्टेट्स. द जनरल फॉर्म ऑफ पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज़ इन एंशिएंट ग्रीस, क्योंकि वहीं से सब कुछ स्टार्ट हुआ है. सबसे पहले इन द वेरी बिगिनिंग द सोफिस्ट, particularly Protagoras and Gorgias in Athens, were the first to deal with this mode of thoughts, and then they expounded a political theory. Later on, जिन्हें हम जानते हैं जैसे Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, they continued to conduct a scientific study of the various problems concerning the state and the government. Now Aristotle, the world's famous Greek philosopher, Plato and his teacher Socrates. Now Aristotle is regarded as the father of science of politics in the West. लेकिन जिन्हें हम जानते हैं जो मनुस्मृति, जिनकी फेमस बुक है, वो इंडिया में सबसे पहले फर्स्ट पॉलिटिकल थिंकर माने जाते हैं और बहुत ही फेमस बुक उनकी मनुस्मृति, जो कि बहुत ही ज़्यादा फेमस है और बहुत लोग पढ़ चुके हैं उसे. और वही उनकी बुक जो मनुस्मृति है वो इंडिया में पहली बुक लॉ बेस्ड मानी जाती है. नाउ लेटर ऑन इट वाज चाणक्य जिन्हें हम कहते हैं हिंदी में चाणक्य, हु formulated Indian political thinking and gave it a concrete form in the shape of book named Kautilya Arthashastra, a well-known book of Indian polity. Now let's begin with the nature of political science, our first heading. Now see, here we are mainly concerned with the Western political thoughts, है ना. We start our study with the speculations of Aristotle on political science. In the famous book Politics, the famous book of Aristotle, Politics, he said man is by nature a political animal, and he who by nature and not by mere accident is without state is either above humanity or below it. समझ रहे हैं. उनका कहने का मतलब ये था कि जो इंसान है वो अगर उसे लगता है कि वो बिना सोसाइटी के रह सकता है, वो अपने लिए फॉर हिमसेल्फ वो सफिशिएंट है, उसको किसी चीज़ की ज़रूरत नहीं है, किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, तो वो या तो भगवान है या वो राक्षस है या वो बीस्ट है और गॉड. ओके, यहाँ कोई ऐसा डाउट नहीं है कि इंसान को जीने के लिए एक सोशल, एक पॉलिटिकल एनिमल क्योंकि वो है, इसलिए उसको सोसाइटी की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, सोसाइटी स्टेट की ज़रूरत पड़ती है उसको रहने के लिए. विदाउट सोसाइटी, विदाउट स्टेट ही कैन नॉट डू एनीथिंग, ही कैन नॉट इवन अलाइव. Man desire to live in society not only by nature but by compulsion also, because without the help of society he is quite unable to meet his needs. By leading a lone life, he cannot make available to himself the countless commodities needed in everyday life. So we should learn that the political science is a scientific study of state and government. We should keep in mind that there exist a number of political, social, economic, religious and cultural institutions in a society. State is also one of them. But it is a political institution of supreme importance. It maintains law and order in the society, protects human life, and enables human being to make an all-round progress. No doubt the chief function of the state is to maintain peace in the society, but it is not all. Nowadays it has become a welfare state, and therefore it aims to add promoting the welfare of the people. So that's why it is very necessary to study such an important institution. So let's discuss about the definitions given by different philosophers. As Paul Dennett said that political science is a part of social science which treats of the foundation of the state and the principle of the government. Okay, Geras, a famous German author, says that Political science deals with the origin, development, progress, and all political problems of the state. Jettel says it is thus a study in past, present, future of political organization and political theories. So from these all these definitions, we can conclude that the main subject of the study of political science is the state and the government. Okay. So here we are going to discuss a political concept, modern political concept, which is given by the American philosophers, Almond and Powell, and other modern American writers, which studied political science by sociological, anthropological, and psychological method, and criticized the traditional theory of political science on the ground of parochialism and formalism. These writers maintain that the political theorists in the past concentrated mainly on the state government institution and the legal norms, rules and regulations, or on political ideas and ideologies. They didn't concern themselves with the performance of institutions, their interaction and political behavior of man. So American writers concentrate their attention upon the basic principles like the search for more comprehensive scope, the search for realism, the search for precision, the search for intellectual orders. As the state is limited by its legal and institutional meaning, therefore, the modern American writers have discarded the traditional concept of state and substituted it by political system. They use the word function instead of powers because the power is the legal term. Similarly, they use the word role instead of office because the legal term again. Here are some critical distinctions about politics and economics. So Robert Dahl remarks, despite its breadth, our definitions of political system help us to make some critical distinctions that are often blurred in ordinary discussion. For example, we have to disguise between politics and economics. So political analysis deals with the power, rule, authorities, etc. है ना? And economics concern itself with the scarce resources or the production and distribution of goods and services. Politics is one aspect of great variety of human institutions. Economics is another aspect. So hence, an economist and a political scientist might both study the same concrete institutions, but where the economist would concern himself with the problems involving the scarcity of resources, the political science would deal with the problem involving relationship of powers, rules and authorities. Now let's move to scope of political science. The first one is a study of state and government. So as political science is a science of state and government, it conducts the scientific study of both the state and the government. It deals with the nature and formation of state and tries to understand the various forms and functions of the government. Just as the scholars differ in regard to the definitions of political science, so they differ in regard to its scope too. Next, study of associations and institutions. So the scope of political science also includes the study of associations and institutions. Okay, like political institutions. In this connection, Dr. Journer has very aptly observed, in organized way, the fundamental problems of the political science includes first an investigation of the origin and the nature of the state. Second, an inquiry into nature, history, and forms of political institutions. And third is the deduction their form so far as possible of laws of political growth and development. जैसे कि हम पॉलिटिकल साइंस में पढ़ते हैं कि जो एक एसोसिएशंस होते हैं, जो ये इंस्टीट्यूशंस होते हैं, जो पॉलिटिकल इंस्टीट्यूशंस एसोसिएशंस होते हैं स्टेट में, सोसाइटी में या किसी कंट्री में, जो कि सबसे सुप्रीम होते हैं, जो कि सबको कंट्रोल करते हैं, तो वो होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. थर्ड इज़ द स्टडी ऑफ नेशनल इंटरनेशनल प्रॉब्लम्स एंड द पॉलिटिकल स्टडी ऑफ मैन. If you talk about the ancient times, the Greece was divided into small city states, means polis, means politics. So and the affairs related to those city states were known as politics. The affairs related to to those city states were known as politics. But now the meaning of the word politics is not considered to be so narrow. These days, political science is not limited to the city states only, but it deals with the national and international problems also. The scope of political science includes the political study of man also. The study of political science will remain incomplete if we can't talk about the study of nature of man. स्टडी ऑफ पास्ट प्रेजेंट फ्यूचर ऑफ द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ स्टेट. सो यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जो पॉलिटिक्स एक पॉलिटिकल साइंस है उसमें हम पढ़ते हैं कि कैसा हमारा जो पास्ट था उसमें कैसे लॉज बना करते थे, कैसे लोग रूल करते थे, कैसे लोगों पे रूल किया जाता था, कैसे लोग एक एसोसिएशन में रहते थे, बंधे हुए रहते थे, आज क्या है कल कैसा होना चाहिए. तो वी ऑल दिस ऑल वी डिस्कस इन द पॉलिटिकल साइंस. सो हियर वी आर under this heading we all discuss about the past, present and future development of the state. The political science always talk about the development of state and the government. Now problems regarding the exact name for this science. कि कोई भी चीज़ नई जब बनती है तो उसके नेम के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा क्यूरोसिटी होती है कि क्या नाम रखा जाए एक्चुअली. तो वही चीज़ यहाँ पे हुई कि इस साइंस की जो साइंस डेवलप हुई इसका सोचा गया कि क्या साइंस का इस नाम क्या रखा जाए. साइंस तो है, कैसी साइंस है, हम अब कह रहे हैं पॉलिटिकल साइंस है, बट तब ये चीज़ डेवलप नहीं हुई थी और उसी के पीछे ये प्रॉब्लम्स थी. So as different scholars designated this science of the state and the government by different terms, like Janlik has remarked that there is no science which is so much in need of good terminology as is political science. James Wilford says that it is a characteristic of political science that differing from natural science, it lacks a precise and generally accepted nomenclatures. At last, someone said that political science to describe that the body of knowledge relating to the phenomena of state. So this science of the state and government has been designated by different terms such as politics, political theory, political philosophy, and it was Aristotle who first employed the term politics as a title for his book dealing with the state. Now what is theoretical and applied politics? So see, theoretical politics means theory of the state, theory of the government, theory of legislation, theory of state and as an artificial person. And if we talk about applied politics, then the state, the government, the laws and legislation, the state personified. If we talk about theoretical politics under the heading theory of state, the origin, nature, development, classifications of the forms of government, sovereignty, these comes under this, है ना. In theories only. Theory of the government, forms of institutions, executive, developments, provinces, theory only. Theory of legislation, object of legislation, philosophy of laws, all in theory, just written. Theory of state as an artificial person, relation to other states and international laws. Okay. If we talk about applied politics, then the state, actual existing form of government, the working of government and administration, laws and legislation, procedure and codes of laws. Sorry, the state personified means the diplomacy, peace, war, international dealings. So these come under the state personified. So this was the difference between theoretical and applied politics. Now people said that whether political science is really a science. So at that time there was a great diversity of opinions about the scientific character of the science which conducts the study of state and government. Some scholars considered it is a science of state and government, while others says that it is one of the most backward of all the arts. It was Aristotle, the great thinker and writer of Greece, who first of all called it a supreme science. So there were many philosophers who were in favor of the scientism of a political science, and like Aristotle, Bodin, Jean Bodin, Hobbes, Montesquieu, Cornwall, and Lord Breeze. So these all the philosophers were in favor of the scienticism of political science. Means they were in favor that the political science is really a science. So now discuss with the different methods on approach of political science. So first is experimental method. So this method is regarded as the most popular method for natural science. It will not be wrong to say that it is the only method which could prove most useful and successful for natural and physical science. It is a method which is generally adopted while dealing with natural and physical science. तो यहाँ पे यही था कि देखिए एक्सपेरिमेंटल मेथड से हम ज़्यादा अच्छे से किसी चीज़ को एक्सपेरिमेंट आप करके देखोगे तो वो ज़्यादा अच्छे से समझ आएगी कि आपको पता चलेगा कि हाँ इसको करने से ये हो रहा है, इसको करने से ये हो रहा है, ये इसको करने से हो सकता है. तो एक्सपेरिमेंटल मेथड सबसे अच्छा माना गया था उस टाइम. हिस्टोरिकल मेथड्स की बात करें तो वहाँ से देखा गया कि हिस्ट्री में हमारा कैसा चलता आ रहा था, कैसे लॉज बन रहे थे, कैसे लॉज फॉलो हो रहे थे, लेजिस्लेशन कैसे चल रहा था, एग्जीक्यूशन कैसे चल रहा था. तो वो सब चीज़ें हिस्ट्री से रिलेटेड है कि हिस्टोरिकली हमने वहाँ से लिया है कि कैसे क्या चल रहा था, अब उसमें क्या क्या चेंजेस करने की ज़रूरत है, क्या वैसे ही रहने की ज़रूरत है. दिस वॉज अबाउट हिस्टोरिकल मेथड रिलेटेड टू हिस्ट्री एंड पास्ट. नाउ द कंपैरेटिव मेथड. तो यहाँ पे क्या था कि जो थर्ड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट मेथड जो कि एरिस्टोटल ने दिया था, उन्होंने बोला कि हम 158 कंट्रीज़ के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को कंपेयर करेंगे, उसके बाद हम ये जो है कंपैरेटिव मेथड हम लाएंगे पॉलिटिकल साइंस के अंदर. तो ही एनालाइज्ड एंड कंपेयर्ड 158 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस विद अ व्यू टू फ्रेम a very good and improved constitution for an ideal state. मेथड ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन से तो आप खुद ही समझ रहे होंगे कि हम किसी चीज़ को ऑब्जर्व करके अगर किसी चीज़ में चेंज लाना चाह रहे हैं तो ऑब्जर्व करना किसी चीज़ को कि हमने उस कंट्री में गए तो हमने वहाँ से ये ऑब्जर्व किया, तो हम ये अपने स्टेट के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए, अपने वेल डेवलप्ड वेल फॉर्म्ड स्टेट के लिए ये चीज़ रख सकते हैं. तो ऑब्जर्वेशन मेथड यूज़ किया. Philosophical method was, so here in philosophical method we begin with certain assumptions and determine institutions which best realize them. When dealing with the question of what ought to be, we have to depend on the philosophical method, na? So this was under philosophical method, means we have to just take like जैसे हम कहते हैं नहीं कि मैथ्स में मेनली हम कहते हैं कि मान लो कि हमने ऐसा किया तो दिस वाज अंडर फिलोसॉफिकल मेथड. नाउ द स्टैटिस्टिकल मेथड, दिस इज द यू कैन से द मोस्ट मॉडर्न एंड मोस्ट यूजफुल मेथड फॉर डीलिंग विद द पॉलिटिकल फिनोमेनास. It is very popular these days, nowadays, in modern times. Before chalking out a 5-year plan and before determining national politics, policies, the government collects the data of production, consumption, import, export, and all basis of collected data. The government deals with the present situation, and then he maintained the next 5-year plans. This was a statistical method which is following very hardly today in today's times. The biological method is also used in dealing with the political phenomena. The biological method attributes to the state the qualities of living organisms. So, with the psychological method, the political investigation attempts to study and analyze political activities through the law of psychology. While framing the laws, the state pays due attention to the possible reactions of the public, as we talk about in our video public opinion. So this was under psychological method. The juridical method, here this is the most favorite method of studying political phenomena. among German political writers, the juridical method. This method aims at determining the contents of the rule of public law and deducting therefore the conclusion to which they lead. It is a method which is much favored by analytical jurists. It regards that the state as a legal personality or a judicial person, and the views of political science as a science of legal norms having nothing in common with the science of the state as a social organism. In this method, we in this these forces which are responsible for many of its reactions and reciprocal reactions. क्योंकि जैसा जुरिस्डिक्शन होगा, जैसा लॉज लोगों के लिए बनेंगे, लोग उस पर रिएक्शन देंगे कि कौन सा उसके लिए सही है और कौन सा गलत. Now the last one is a sociological method. So the sociological method regards that state as a social organism. Individuals are the component parts of the social organism. This method seeks to deduce quality and attributes of the state from the quality and attributes of man, opposing it. सो आई होप आपको ये पूरा लेक्चर समझ आया होगा. मैंने बहुत कोशिश की है हिंदी इंग्लिश सभी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मिक्सअप करके, और आई थिंक इतनी कोई बहुत टफ लैंग्वेज नहीं थी, बहुत ही सिंपल लैंग्वेज में मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है. और काइंडली अगर आपको अच्छी लगी हो वीडियो, देन काइंडली लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर द चैनल एंड कीप शेयरिंग द टॉपिक्स. मैंने देखे हैं बहुत सारे टॉपिक्स लोग शेयर कर रहे हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच. एंड आई एम सॉरी मैं जल्दी वीडियोस नहीं डाल पा रही हूँ ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम, सो उसके लिए आई एम सॉरी. बट आप सभी की वीडियोस ज़रूर पढ़ेंगी, सो काइंडली कीप शेयरिंग द टॉपिक्स यू नीड. ओके, थैंक यू सो मच.